Thanks for coming back to Never Have Throttle. We have 4 new machines in the group. All 4 of them are Pro Rs. We have 2 Troy Lees and 2 of the blue units, all 2023 units. I'm going to show you a few things on the Pro Rs that I haven't seen yet on some of the other videos that we've watched. First, I'm going to start off with this rock scraper. This rock scraper is massive. It's a really big chunk of steel that are in the rear wheels. I removed them before the first ride. Because I figured that if a rock would get into here, there's no flexibility in this, and it would probably cause a lot more damage. Second thing I want to talk to you guys about, and let you know on, are these Sector 7 mirrors. I haven't seen anybody talk in a little more detail about them. I've used them for 2 rides already. I have 140 miles on the machine. And in the Northeast, we ride through some tight trails. And these things are tough. They are very tough. And they're very adjustable. And you can loosen the tension on them so they have good breakaway when you hit something. I hit quite a bit with them already. You have several points of adjustment. And these brackets are actually, you can use them in 2 directions. The way I have them, or you can flip them over and use them on the reverse side so you can have a windshield on top. Next, I'm going to talk to you about this Polaris pre-runner winch bumper. This is the Polaris 6,000 pound winch with the magnetic bumper. I did have this powder coated to match. This is the exact color. This color is a little on the lighter side because it has a little too much silver fleck in it. But it's pretty close, I like the way that came out. Here's the other Sector 7 mirror that has a couple of dings in it. Again, very flexible. I also have the Switch Pros, the RCR Touch 12 unit. As you can see here, I haven't filled it all up yet. But one great thing about this is that this stay flush bracket that's being used here relocates the 12 volt cigarette lighter right here, so you can actually reuse it. In addition to that, the main unit for the Switch Pros, I have a bracket, an ABF bracket. There's the wires for future updates. I'll be able to create the triggers and all of the positive leads. But if you look a little further up, you will see the bracket from ABF. It mounts right on the 4 points, right on the firewall, and it mounts the main unit right there, so you can run all your wires to it. At present, I have the 4 wires. The main positive, this is a custom 8-foot unit that I ordered that I may have to use shortly in the future. And the negative, I have them running to the posts that are right under here. If I do run into any fluctuations of electricity, I will install that 8-foot unit, the positive cable. I will have it run down through the tunnel and directly to the positive batteries that are right underneath. We also put the interior doors on this unit. Like them a lot. You do not have to remove the latch. All you have to do is just find the 4 holes. You don't have to drill anything. Mount the clips for the screw brackets. Put it together. It runs great. It does give you a pretty good seal through here. Keeps a lot of the wind out of there, and it also keeps a lot of the water out if you start splashing through puddles. We did add the RPM muffler, bolt right on. That's the sport version. It is very loud and obnoxious, just the way I like it. This is the McDermott cargo box that has the built-in spare tire carrier. Decided to go with this because it looks very nice. It has quite a bit of room on it. And most importantly, the gas shocks can handle a full-size 32-inch stock tire. I will have to modify these ducts. I'll probably get rid of this little extension piece right here on both sides so it can fit in there nice and tight. I do have the rigid chase light, as you can see. This is the upgraded version from the Polaris stock one. This one has the green, the blue, and the yellow light built into it, where the Polaris stock one only has the yellow, and that's it. So what I did is I had to modify the wiring on the harness. I did buy the factory harness, as you can see here, which allows us to tie into the brake light system. So this will automatically give us a bright brake, which has the first priority over the chase light. So as soon as you apply the brakes, this is nice and bright. There's 2 or 3 different modes you can change that on. And you can also change the chase light, of course. The stock harness does need to be modified slightly. It's only 4 wires. You just have to get the right sequence and put your own connector on it, and it works great. It works really, really well. As you can see here, we have the switch, which looks the same, that comes with the kit. Another thing nobody really talks about is the charging port that comes with the ultimate version. The charging port, hook it right up to your trickle charger, which is right next to the ignition key, and you're good to go. This metal head fab unit is a bar and a tablet holder. This unit does come with the Polaris electronics, but I prefer to use my own tablet. I have 4 different map systems that I use at the same time to navigate. In addition to that, I can use 2 of them on the screen at the same time. So I can look at a satellite view if I want to, and then also look at the tracks that I've had previously or recording new tracks. This unit does replace the OEM grab bar. As you can see here, there's some great flexibility. This is nice and tight. We ride some pretty rough trails. This has not failed or moved. What I have done is I did use some of the OEM holes that are in this cage to run some wiring. So as you can see right here, this clamp and this dangling wire is for this same GoPro that I'm recording this on. I always have constant power to it. I have a 2 terabyte card, so I can record several days worth of riding at the same time. What I did is I took it and I ran the wire into this hole and then extended it down the cage, and it pops out right on the opposite side of this. And then I can run that down and over inside and connect it in. What I did is I just took a piece of paper, balled it up, small, some tissue paper, wrapped a string around it, tied it nice and tight, inserted it into this hole in the cage, and it took some air from a compressor and pressed it in. And whoop, it popped right out on the other side. It's the fastest way to get that done. Then you permanently tie off your string, which is what I've done here. You can see my little string right up there. And I left it in there so I can always just go back and pull it again. There's no need for me to continue on and have to do the same thing every single time. One time is enough. So now we're going to insert some clips that we have on the trail of us doing a quick break-in ride on this machine out in the great trails of Pennsylvania.